हेलो एवरीवन। तो आज मैं आपको काली गंगा के ऊपर समरी नोट्स ऐसे पढ़कर सुनाऊंगी। कुछ एक्सप्लेन नहीं करूंगी क्योंकि मैंने इसके ऊपर समरी एक्सप्लेनेशन का वीडियो पहले से बना रखा है। आप चाहे तो जाकर देख सकते हैं। तो चलिए शुरुआत करते हैं। काली गंगा बाय महाबळेश्वर सेल। Kali Ganga novel tells the story of a young girl Suman growing up in a small village on the banks of the river Kali Ganga. With a rare descriptive clarity, the novel creates a piece of life with its endless cycle of births and deaths, the river with its varying moods, the village and its people, and the many festivals and fairs, all seamlessly woven to create a well-crafted piece of fiction, one of the finest novels to emerge from Konkani literature. The novel begins with a beautiful description of Shidda village and proceeds further with the description of two girls, Suman and Manjul are sisters. Their mother died when Suman was 3 months old and Manjul was 9 years. Since then, Manjul took care of Suman, her father, and the house. Their father was Ganesh, who hated Suman because he thought she killed her mother. He used to love Manjul more and beat Suman and would get angry on her quickly. Even when Manjul got married, he gave all the gold to her and did not keep anything for Suman. He changed gravely after his wife's death. Suman was called Bayul and was very mischievous, would go to play with the village boys, steal gourds, and would always be a victim of her father's rage. She became best friend with Govin, who was Bhaskaranna's nephew. Bhaskaranna appeared at school after the flood and Jaina was a teacher there. Saitu Dada protested, but the school went on, though few children would come there. Here Suman and Govind became best friends. They would fight but would eventually come together again. They both married afterwards. When Suman's mother died, she was very ill. Salu Hachi, widowed at 12, who had mastered the art of making medicine, also could not help her. Salochna Tai helped her by feeding her own milk, as the most important thing for an infant was a mother's warmth and milk. She did not have a baby for 5 years, but at the right time she conceived when her husband was about to marry another woman. Suman's health worsened after a few days. They took her to doctor in Karwar. Manjul, who is 19-year-old, get married to Sridhar. He was in the army and lived only with his father. There were not women in their house. His father was very cruel and she had to do all the work at home and even in the fields alone. Her husband would not say anything to him even if he knew what his father did was wrong. His father called her Kaveri, though Manjul did not like it. Suman changed drastically after Manjul went away. She was no longer that playful girl anymore. She started doing all the housework, remembering what Manjul taught her. Sridhar's sister, name was Sumati, had fallen in love with a boy Sada from the village when she was barely 15 to 16 years old. They would roam in the forest and hillocks together. One day her marriage was arranged and she went away. Not able to forget her love, they hid from everyone. When the parents came to know, they went to beat both of them, and since then she was thrown away from the family. She came to visit Manjul secretly, but she feared her father. Manjul's father-in-law was the man of the soil, and when Sridhar asked his permission to take Manjul with him, he refused, asking him who will take care of the fields. When Sridhar was away, Manjul would feel sad. When he went to work, he would write twice a month to his father. As Manjul did not know to read or write, he would never tell her what her husband wrote. One day she asked Subhash, who was in class 7th, if he knew to read, and she came to know that Sridhar asked about her every time. Manjul had 2 children. One day her husband stopped writing. For many months he didn't write. He came home thin and pale one day. He lost his army job, had worked in Mumbai for some time, but could not do well. He was depressed and would weep. He went mad. The house was gloomy. Sridhar disappeared one day and never returned. Manjul was sick of her father-in-law and came to her father's place. She fell ill and Suman would take care of her. One day she died. The responsibility of her 2 kids came on Suman. Suman, who used to love them so much, started hating them because they always cried. Ganesh went mad after Manjul's death. There was no one to cremate Manjul, so Govind stepped forward, seeing Ganesh's state. worsening. Suman decided to take him to a mental hospital in Panjim. Govind accompanied her. Suman started working in the fields. The villagers would talk about her as she plowed the fields, but she would question them if she did not work, who would provide for the kids. Govind married Suman, though his family was not happy with it. He eventually committed suicide by jumping into the Kali River as he was not able to take the pressure of rebelling against his family, facing the villagers, and not being able to find a job and not keeping Suman happy. Thank you.